first of all, I want to everyone to say thank you to Anna, because if all goes well, we're actually going to have this one record.
At the Miracle Center website, YouTube.
For some reason, it's gone live.
Yes.
And the same thing's been happening for Matt. It's gone live. People have participated while we're live, but didn't record it.
So strange.
So then people say, oh, I want to see the replay. It's like, we all would love to see the replay.
That's
So
right.
Anna has set us up, and we're hoping everyone's crossing their fingers today that it records and we go forward from here
Yes.
with great technology.
Amen to that. That's our Course in Miracles prayer.
So thank you and welcome everyone online and welcome everyone here. We're going to do something a little different to start. Today we're going to talk about feelings. Excuse me. I value my glasses so much that I wanted to make sure someone got theirs. We're going to start by taking a minute to go inside and feel what we're feeling right now. So when we get into the lesson, it will make a lot of sense. So we come and we rush into places, right? I'm rushing to do this, rushing to do that. Anna and I and Greg were setting things up this morning and rushing to do that. And when we're in the middle of movement, we often don't stop to check in with our feelings. And what happens when we don't check in with our feelings is they hide until they're ready to come out and be acknowledged again. This whole lesson, we're going to kind of talk about the power of feelings and how it impacts our journey of awakening. So I'm going to invite us to just close our eyes and just see, what are you feeling? Are you feeling excited to be here? Are you feeling nervous to be here? Were you annoyed in traffic? Do you feel like everything is just fantastic? Or maybe you're even hiding that feeling you didn't want to see. Just feel, what are you feeling? If you're online, close your eyes if you're not driving. And what are you feeling? And then not only what are you feeling, but where are you feeling it? When you tap into that feeling, is it in your neck? Is it in your shoulders? Is it in your feet, in your stomach, in your head? Where are those feelings sitting? Are you afraid to tap into your feelings? Does that make you nervous? Make you a little jittery? Is this the first time all week you've stopped to breathe? Breathe into those feelings. Breathe in. Now I want you to pick one of those feelings, because I'm sure you didn't just feel one feeling. I want you to pick one of those feelings, and that feeling is going to journey with us through this lesson. And we're going to see how it helps us engage. And then take a couple of deep breaths and come back into your body and come present into the room. I am not going to ask you to expose your feelings. All right. So don't worry. I'm just going to say, what are you feeling? What did you feel? What did you feel? But I'm going to express some of my feelings because teaching is demonstration, right? And I am more than willing to demonstrate. I had a friend over last night and this morning reading with me, and we were laughing because I already knew what I was teaching. And I don't know about you guys, this week has been a call for love on turbo.
Turbo call for love.
Oh my gosh. Every time I turned around, something new needed my attention. And my money and, all kinds of things. And I found that about midway into this week, I was at peace. This was the weird thing. I was at peace, and then I judged myself for being at peace. Isn't that funny? I was sitting and I was having a cup of coffee, and I was just like, and then all of a sudden my ego came back and said, "Wait a minute, did you forget about duh, 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 duh?"
How dare you?
You stole my peace. I was sitting here with my French vanilla latte, and I was so happy, and like that peace was gone because I judged myself that I didn't have the right to be peaceful. And so as we go through this conversation today, I want us to move from the place of making any feeling, any emotion, good or bad. Course takes us through neutralizing everything, right? So I could have a moment of pure anger, and that could serve me well. And I could have a moment of pure bliss, and that could serve me well. And I could have both and use them poorly. That's what I choose to do with it. That determines the direction it's going to take me. Okay, so as we work with feelings, if a negative feeling or what we would label as a negative feeling comes up, I want you to see it as neutral. That actually it's here to serve you for a reason. Here to serve you. And so with that, glasses, as I was saying, do you value my glasses? You're also going to see me drinking tea a lot this morning because I woke up this morning a little hoarse. So we are in lesson 189, would be the same lesson number in whatever book you're listening to or reading from. I do a lot on Kindle and Audible. Did you catch that with the listening to? Page 359 in the blue book. It's lesson 189. I feel the love of God within me now. Maybe a hint there as to why we're dealing with feelings. I feel. When you're looking for the love of God, how often do you tune into your feelings?
Not enough. Unless they're bad.
Don't we try to think our way to the love of God? Yes. Right? Let me think different. Let me speak different. We're not naturally trained to say, oh, I want more of the love of God. Let me stop and feel. Oh, so that feeling, that emotion that you captured in that moment, I want you to substitute, I feel the love of God within me, to this, whatever that feeling is. This anger is taking me to the love of God within me. Wow. This sadness is taking me to the love of God within me. This happiness is taking me to the love of God within me. This joy, this peace with my coffee is taking me to the love of God within me. One of the things I love about A Course in Miracles is if you take what it says and you apply a practical aspect to it, it just expands. So instead of saying I feel, which is kind of a generic term for a bunch of feelings, and then I say, my anger is taking me to the love of God. You know, now I'm like, okay, let's apply it. How is that going to happen? I'm excited to see how my anger is going to take me to the love of God. And so one of the things I encourage for new students to A Course in Miracles is take it slow. Take sections. Like the one statement there, I could probably not read anything else here, and we could have an hour and 15 minutes on just that one line.
No doubt.
Yeah, right?
No doubt.
And so take it slow. A Course in Miracles is not intended to be a book you read from page 1 to page whatever the last number is, and whew, I'm done. It's a living wisdom text. I'm a wisdom text junkie. I read, Bhagavad Gita, the Torah, I love it. I'm a wisdom text junkie. And I call those living words because every time you read it, Bible, whatever, every time you read it, you get something new, right? It's not a romance novel. You that know me.
Well,
I'm addicted to romance novels, but I'll read a romance novel once. If it's really good, I'll read it twice, right? But I've been reading A Course in Miracles since 2008. And I don't know how many times I've read it through, but I can tell you it's more than twice, right? But it had to be done slowly. So I'm going to encourage you, and even as we go through this, if I say something, if I'm going too fast through the paragraph, slow me down, because I really want us to get the nuance. This has 10 paragraphs. There's no way on the planet we're getting through 10 paragraphs in this group. Which is good, because we converse, and that's really what community is about. We're getting ready on Saturday to do the play shop. I'm so excited. By the way, if you haven't signed up and you want to, it's back there, but we have a total of 12 of us so far that are going to gather.
Yes.
And maybe even more, right? Yeah. So very excited about that. But the title is Building Community Through Conscious Communication. Right. So this communication we're having right now is more important than getting through 10 paragraphs. So I say that so that you all can have innocence in whatever pace we make it through this.
Yes.
Okay. But I'm going to read the first paragraph. We'll dive into that, and then I'm actually going to throw you and go to a different section in the course for just a paragraph. But there is a light in you the world cannot perceive, or there's light in you the world can't see. And with the world's eyes, you will not see this light either, for you are blinded by the world. Yet, you do have eyes that can see this light. The light is there for you to look upon. Now notice it doesn't say the light, it says it is there for you to look upon. One of the things about A Course in Miracles, it will use it, etc. And it will go deeper for you if you slow down and go back and figure out what it is. Right, so in this case, it is that light within you. The light was not placed in you to be kept hidden from your sight. This light is a reflection of the thought we practice now. What's the thought we practice now? I feel the love of God within me now. So this is a reflection of, I feel the love of God within me now. To feel the love of God within you is to see a new world, or the world anew, shining in innocence, alive with hope, and blessed with perfect charity and love. Okay, show of hands. Who sees that world right now?
Sometimes.
Occasionally, right?
Sometimes.
I'm at a hot half.
Yes,
right.
It depends on the moment.
I have my moments when I see that world.
Yes.
So what can I say about those moments when I see that world?
I can say, thank you, God, for this correct perception. Let me appreciate it right now before it passes.
And in this paragraph, I can say, that's the moment I see the light within me.
Yes.
Right? So when I'm seeing that world where there's hope, when I'm seeing that world where there's love, when I'm seeing that world where I feel innocent, I'm not burdened with guilt, those are the moments I'm saying.
Yes, that's right.
Those are the moments I've broken through the blinding of the world, and I'm seeing the truth that's inside of me.
That's correct perception.
Exactly. Exactly. So what we know from this one paragraph is we're a bunch of blind bats. Right?
Sounds kind of good when you say it.
Yeah, I gave Lynette her glasses, I used my glasses, but really with our glasses, we're still blind.
Yeah, that's right.
We're still blind.
Unless we're feeling the love of God within us now.
And that's the test. If I'm not feeling the love of God within me, then in this moment, I'm blind.
That's right. That's the test.
We have temporary blindness, but the question becomes, how long is temporary?
Exactly. Only as long as you want.
And we'll see a little later in here that I have a choice as to how long that's going to be. So, but I want you to understand what the world is. So I love how when you're really willing to listen to and hear the divine God, universe, infinite intelligence, whatever works for you works for me. It's a nonstop, 365, 24/7. So I knew that I was doing this. Anna and I exchanged so she could set it up there. And then I have a friend come over and we're going to read, not A Course in Miracles. And we're reading a book, rereading a book, a channeled book about Archangel Michael. So, first paragraph. And we had no idea where we had left off. We always just kind of open up and see where we left off. Processing feelings.
What a coincidence.
Pure coincidence.
Yes.
And what it did is that whole passage that we read was all about recognizing that we're afraid of our feelings. We're very afraid of our feelings. So a lot of times, instead of processing the feeling, we label the feeling and move on to get away from it. Well, that's part of how the world blinds us, because the world makes us ashamed of our feelings. You know, quit crying like a girl. Someone told my grandson this the other day.
Oh.
Now, this grandma. I'm sorry, Dad. And so Nico and I had a conversation afterwards that it's okay if you cry like a girl. You can even cry like a boy. It's okay, boys cry. You know, but we do, right? We get shamed for those emotions. He'll be 8 in November, so he's yeah. But it was, you know, it was really a good thing that I didn't go tell the other young man
Yes, indeed.
the little speech that I had for him. I figured that was a sign of my sanity.
How far you have come.
How far? When my kids were little, I probably would have jumped right in the middle of the conversation, right? So it's funny to me, and that was one, I told you the street's gonna call for love. That was one of the call for love experiences this week, right? And I was like, of course it would be. So what is the world that's blinding us? And so we decided to do this morning's lesson, my friend and I. So when we do a lesson, we always do the introduction to the series of lessons and then the lesson. So for those of you that are new to A Course in Miracles, in the workbook, you'll have the lessons, but between series of lessons, there will be the theme that the subsequent lessons are addressing. So this is, so the lesson was 243, but page 413, don't jump there because you'll have to jump back, is what is the world? Because of course I'm laughing because it was perfect. The world is false perception. Yeah. The world is born of error and it has not left its source. False perception, error. The world will remain no longer than the thought that gave it birth is cherished. Now, if you've gone through the course, the thought is we can be separate from God. The thought is that we can be individual and not connected, right? So
that's the error.
And we've cherished that error so much that we cherish our independence and forget that someone else belongs, right? When the thought of separation has been changed to one of true forgiveness, which is clear perception, will the world be seen in quite another light, and one which leads to truth, where all the world must disappear and all its errors will vanish. Now its source, that tiny mad idea, is gone, and its effects are gone as well. The world out there, and I say anything out there, is the world. Because reality is inside of me. So whatever's out there is the world. That is false perception. And 100%, what did it say? Born of error. Wrong. Right? Yet where do we go for validation?
Outside of ourselves.
Right out there. That's why that first paragraph in lesson 189 says, we are blinded by the eyes of the world. Throughout the Course in Miracles, there are different passages that talk to the fact that our senses deceive us, our physical senses deceive us. What I hear, how often do we hear something And that's not what the person said. Right?
How often, let's see. It's like, better question is, when does that not happen?
Right? And so I'm like, oh yeah, I heard what you said. And it's like, no, that's actually not what I heard. And a lot of times we don't communicate though. So Anna says something, I think she said something else, I go off mad. Do I come back to her to say, what did you really say? Actually, I do. We have that kind of relationship. But, before maturing to the level that I have, almost 60, it took me a while to get here. I would not, I'd be offended. I'd get into my feels. So that's one of the reasons our feelings lead us to the love of God. Because feelings are motivators. We can only handle being sad so long before we try to find the resolution to the sadness. Okay. We can only feel vindictive for so long before we have to do something because it's eating us up inside. So that feeling motivates us. So I look at this first paragraph where it says, there is a light in you the world cannot perceive. Well, the world can't perceive it because all the world can see is error. It's false projections. Okay, so Greg, if I try to see you through the lens of this world, I will see nothing but a man sitting there with his legs crossed, tapping his toes, bored, about ready to go to sleep. Right? However, Greg's a good friend of mine. And so when I know, and I look into his eyes, doesn't he have gorgeous eyes? He has incredible blue eyes. When I look,
don't look too deeply though.
That's only your
Just saying. You need them more.
Those eyes see right through you. But I know that I am seeing a light in him. And then his body actually disappears. Have you ever had that happen? You're talking to someone and you're so into each other that the physical being just disappears. Yeah. I would hope you have those experiences. That's when you got to see their light. And that's when they got to see your light. I have an experiment for you to try. Greet someone with your eyes closed. Greet someone with your eyes closed. So we'll do it right now. If there's someone by you, just turn toward them. If there's three of you like here in a row, you don't actually, just because you're not going to be seeing each other, right? You're just going to close your eyes and you're going to greet whoever in your mind you're greeting. Okay, close your eyes and greet someone in this room. Hello, how are you? How's your day? Now open your eyes and tell me a little bit about that experience. What did you know about that person that you communicated with your eyes closed?
Presence.
Presence. Yes, presence. What else?
Love.
Love. What else?
Warmth.
Warmth. What else?
I can still feel who that person was, like my relationship with them.
Yeah, feel that relationship of who they are. Yeah. How many of you were just sure that they were smiling at you? Right? Got my eyes closed. Of course they're smiling at me. Right? Of course, I'm getting the same enigmatic response back from them that I'm giving to them. Why? Because I didn't have my eyes blinding me to maybe they're tired and they didn't have the same look on their face that I had. Right? Or maybe they're shy and they can't look me in the eye. Because I'm an eye gazer. So people tell me all the time, you're intimidating. So I just wanted to see your eyes. But with my eyes closed, they don't know I'm staring in their eyes. Right? And so they're not intimidated by it. That's how we walk through life, according to this paragraph in A Course in Miracles. We walk through life blinded by our eyes. what I see with my eyes blinds me to the love of God within me. Digest that. What I see with my physical eyes blinds me to the love of God, the light within me. Raise your hands if you've ever done this. Gotten ready for something, a special occasion, and then gone to someone and said, how do I look? Right? It's like, how do I look? Does this work? Does this fit? Instead of going inside and saying, how does this make me feel? Let me think, let me go inside. I like this. This feels good. Oh, yeah, feels comfortable. I can move around, right? When we go inside to see how we feel about what we put on, we almost always elevate ourselves. Or we're like, oh, it's too tight. No, I don't want this, right? But our feeling tells us. I can have on an outfit that feels totally miserable. And I can go ask someone how I look, and just, oh, you look great. Well, I probably do because I can't breathe. Exactly. So I probably look 6 sizes smaller. Right? But I don't feel good. That's how we're living life on the planet right now. We're in an outfit that's 6 sizes too small, but the world outside likes it. So we're getting our light in this little tiny, as small as we can space. Because the world out there likes it and is nicer to us. But they're a bunch of blind bats. Right? So I'm going to a bunch of blind bats and saying, how do I look? Just like, oh, well, I can't really see, but let me tell you what I can't see looks good. So I love throughout the Course in Miracles, it tells us that we have insane thoughts.
Yeah.
To me, that's an insane thought.
It is.
That I would go to the blind and ask the blind to tell me how well my light is shining.
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to invite you to do is look inside first. I'm not going to say don't ever go ask out there, but tap in first. Get how you feel about something before going to the blind bats. Because what happens when you're confident about something within yourself and you ask someone else's opinion?
They typically say that you look great because you're radiating.
Yeah.
You know, you're radiating confidence and they're reading that confidence. That's what they're seeing.
Absolutely. Or if they don't echo what I feel, how do I feel about them having a different opinion?
Fine.
Not as important.
It's not as important. I'm less shook by it, right? Because I went inside. That was one paragraph. Any more thoughts on that paragraph?
That's pretty good.
Could you see what would happen if you went to, partners and friends and say, I don't want your opinion, you're as blind as a bat. You see through the eyes of the world, I don't want your opinion. So don't tell them. All right, we're going to go on to paragraph 2. Who could feel fear in a world as this? What world? That world where the love of God within you is a new world shining in innocence, alive with hope, and blessed with perfect charity and love. Who could feel fear in that world?
Nobody.
I think it would be insane to feel fear in that world.
Yeah.
Right? So the insane probably could. That world welcomes you, rejoices that you came, and sings your praises as it keeps you safe from every form of danger and of pain. That world offers you a warm and gentle home in which to stay a while. That world filled with love, it blesses you throughout the day. And it watches you through the night as a silent guardian of your holy sleep. that world sees salvation or healing or freedom in you and protects the light in you, in which it sees its own light. That world offers you, I loved this line, its flowers and its snow.
And it's snow.
In thankfulness for your benevolence, for your well-being. I was like, well, we are about to come into snow season.
Yeah, that's exactly
So,
right.
you know,
Remember that.
exchange the flowers of spring for the snow, you know, the
Yes.
winter, and it's all good in between.
Yes.
Right.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, but when you feel the love of God within you, you literally experience the world as blessing you with gifts.
Blessing.
And that's the point. I mean, it's like, you know, that's the way I want to experience the world, where everywhere I go, everybody's happy that I'm there. And then the world blesses me, the flowers, the snow, the weather, the people, everything. Now,
Absolutely.
that's the kind of world, that's the way I want to experience the world.
The love of God. I love this, the line, it rejoices, right?
Yeah. That you came.
Welcomes you, rejoices that you came.
I mean, how's that feel? Everywhere you come, everybody's glad you're there.
Kind of like chips.
Exactly.
Everybody's like, cheers.
They know your name and they're happy that you're there, you know? It's
And you don't
pretty
have to have
good.
a beer to stay.
Yeah, and it all comes from something you're feeling within you. It's not how you look, it's not what you have, it's not what you know, it's all what you're feeling within you.
And then the trigger word in here, how many of you breathed a sigh of relief or recognition when I read the word home?
Yeah.
Home. Aren't we all looking for our home?
Yeah, and a gentle home.
A gentle home. Oh, so this world that comes from seeing the light inside myself, this world that comes from seeing the love of God inside myself, that is what brings me home.
Yeah. Yes, that's the best feeling of all.
Right? Say that again, hon?
Becoming.
Becoming.
Yes.
Yeah, totally.
When we talk about cultivating community, for example, with the play shop, what we're really doing is cultivating home, right? Cultivating the place where we belong. I was very fortunate. I grew up in a home where there was a lot of love and a lot of acceptance. I was very, very fortunate. My siblings and I are all in different states, but we connect through Messenger, Facebook Messenger. The strange hours of the night, my messenger will ping, and I know one of my siblings has put something absurd in our conversation, right? And, weirdest thing, my brother's been in the Philippines, and so he's like, I don't know how many, 19 hours off schedule. And so he keeps sending things on his morning, which is our night, right? And it's weird things, pictures, not all weird. But the thing is that's home. That little messenger center is home for us. So we know we can go in there and post the craziest things. We can go in there and post sad things we're dealing with. We can go in there and just be excited that I just saw my sister in there and she did something. I just saw my brother in there. That's home. That's a little microcosm of home. We would hope that when you come in here to Rocky Mountain Miracle Center, Anna, Greg, would you go change the thermostat? I'm seeing a few people that are cold.
Oh, okay. I'm hot.
No? Oh, okay.
How's everybody feeling?
I saw this and I was like, okay, sorry.
You think it's a little cold? Okay.
Because I turned it down to 60, so it probably.
Okay, what do you want me to turn it to?
Probably 70.
70.
I just saw some motions of.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but we want when you come in here that this is home, right?
Yeah.
That you connect, that you can feel like you belong. And yet I guarantee none of you right now, when I say where's home, says Rocky Mountain Miracle Center when I'm in the middle of my class. We might be getting closer to that. Right? But the only way it's going to be home is if when we're here, we challenge ourselves to experience life through God's love instead of the world's eyes. Well, God's love rejoices that you're here, sings your praises. Daniel, I'm not going to sing because I have a horrible voice. Daniel, you were so amazing, so happy to have you here.
Singing his praises.
Exactly, right? Good to have you. By the way, did you get my email? Okay. Let's connect
Well, then
afterwards.
she's not gonna sing your
Because
praises.
I think I wrote it wrong.
Because she was singing.
Afterwards, I just need to make sure I got your email right. So, but I'm glad you're here. I saw when you walked in, it's like, yes, I can, you know. And then Heather, it's good to see you.
Yes.
And Jeanette, is that right?
Jeanette.
Jeanette, new.
Thanks for bringing
Thank
Jeanette.
you. So excited to have you with us. Thank you for coming home for the day.
Yeah. Welcome
Thank you
home.
for coming home.
Mhm.
It's so easy. That didn't take me any more breath than telling you what sinners you are
Yeah.
would have taken.
Yeah.
I hope it felt a lot better, however,
It does.
right?
It does.
Course in Miracles is teaching us to really use our bodies and our feelings as feelers.
Mhm.
Ooh, that didn't feel good to me. Well, that probably didn't come from God's love.
Yes, that's right. That's how you know.
That felt really good. Oh, well, that must have been hitting the light inside of you.
Mhm.
Oh, that felt horrible. Well, don't make that your home.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. A lot of times is we create a false home, right? The praise, the love, the rejoicing, that's the home we deserve. That every aspect of us is celebrated, but we make ourselves at home in doubt, in fear, in hatred, in anger, in judgment. And we let that feel more normal than the home of God's love. Would you say that's true?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're kind of trained that way. I don't know about in other cultures. It's not that way in all other cultures, but definitely here in the United States. It's great marketing to get you to see your deficits,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
If I can show you what's wrong about you, but I have the product that will fix it,
Mhm. Yep.
I just made $49.99. Right? On you seeing yourself incorrectly.
That's right.
So we're enculturated to see that.
Mhm.
So now I'm going to invite you to connect with the feeling that you came in, and I said, capture that feeling. What voice is that feeling coming from? Is that feeling coming from something that pointed to your beautiful light? Or is that feeling coming from the response to a blind bat? Now, if you know it's coming from a response from a blind bat, does thinking about it as a response from a blind bat make it maybe hurt less?
Mhm.
Someone's less. Yeah. If I know that they don't know anything,
Mhm.
you know, if my 7-year-old grandson said, Grandma, you're a horrible driver.
Right.
You don't even know how to drive. You know, it's not like he's
Doesn't
gonna
hurt that bad.
offend me a whole lot, right? He doesn't know. He doesn't know. That's part of the mind reconstruction that A Course in Miracles wants us to do, is look at the source. We've been in 2 paragraphs. We've been given 2 sources. We've been given the source of what our eyes, our physical senses teach us, and what that inner feeling, that inner light teaches. And we've been told that what our eyes see, what our senses, our physical senses, is error.
Mhm.
It's error. It's wrong.
Mhm.
It's not sometimes wrong.
Mhm.
It's just wrong. And that's the argument we sometimes have. We have is, well, you know, sometimes it's a little right.
Mhm.
No, the eyes of the world are wrong. Always. But sometimes I'm comfortable with it.
Right. Sometimes I agree with it,
Right?
unfortunately.
Yeah. So sometimes I'm okay with being blind.
Mhm. Or guilty.
Or, well, and maybe I'm being blind because I'm having bliss in this moment,
Mhm.
temporary bliss, right? People who are in addictions, for example, their addiction, when they're in the high, right? For that moment, they are comfortable. Later, they're going to have a consequence. But in that moment, it's where they want to be.
Ta-da. Okay.
So, thank you. Yeah, right, exactly. Any thoughts on that, those two paragraphs before we move on? Yeah.
Are we always blind? Like, if we're looking at a beautiful mountain scene with a river, I'm trying to figure out like how the insane world and good things work together.
Well, it depends on when you're looking at that mountain and that river, what are you experiencing? Right? Because I've looked at a mountain and a beautiful river and thought, how the hell did I get here? Get me out of here. Because my GPS took me the wrong way. Right? It's like, not a good thing.
Right.
It's not about the things we see. It's about the perceptions we have of the things we see.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
What's the feeling?
Yeah. And so I can see someone that to me is perfectly beautiful because I see their inner being. And then someone can tell me, did you see that homeless person? They stink. And I'm like, I didn't see a homeless person. So who are you talking about? Because in the moment when I was interacting with them, I was interacting with, and please, I'm not being holy and saying I don't see homeless people. I'm saying in that moment, in that interaction, right? Same physical aspect, but my perception was different than someone else's perception. Does that help out better answer that? Yeah.
Yeah, I like that I can always tell whether my perception is correct or wrong. And that is according to how I feel.
That's right.
And so I don't have to figure out whether what I'm saying is correct or false. You know, how I feel tells me
Yeah.
whether I'm seeing correctly or not.
Yeah. One of the things that I do is I listen to my body. When I am really in my light, and I have fibromyalgia, and so fibromyalgia can flare at any given time, right? And make the body complain. But I guarantee those times when I am closest to my inner light are the times I have the least pain.
Mm-hmm.
And so when my neck starts getting stiff, one of my first questions is, where am I believing a lie?
Very good.
Where am I building something? Where am I hiding a feeling? What am I doing? Because I know that my neck getting stiff is a sign that I'm not walking in that moment in the greatest level of my inner light that I can.
And you'll have correct.
And my body's complaining.
Right.
You know, my body is my messenger saying, you
Mhm.
need to do this. This morning I put on heels. That was really stupid. And so I walked like from my bedroom to the front door and I walked right back to my bedroom and said, yeah, that's not happening. Right? That's not happening. That was God's love. Right? Because sometimes God's love is that practical. Right? Yes, in the illusion of the world, the eyes of the world, me being in heels, maybe the more acceptable pair of shoes with a dress in society. I worked in politics for years, so you always wore heels in politics, right? Especially if you were short like I am. But by the end of this day, I would not have been able to walk anywhere. I'd have been crawling out that door. That's practical. And that's what God's love is. God's love is that practical to us that it says things like, Carla, don't be an idiot. Go change your shoes. Be loving to yourself. Be loving to your knees. Be nice. Don't wear something that's so tight you can't breathe. Or something you can move in, right? Those are the things that love tells us every day. I love that it says in here, it blesses you through the day and watches you through the night as a silent guardian of your holy sleep. Night or day, doesn't matter. God's love is right there. So like I said earlier, when we're willing to open up and listen and participate in the holy communication with all that is an infinite intelligence, God, source, it's 24/7, 365. It's 24/7, 365. So if we aren't getting messages, if we aren't getting the answers we need, most probably we're listening to the world.
Right.
And it's erroneous senses. So we're going to read paragraph 3. This is the world the love of God reveals, that previous paragraph, right? It is so different from the world you see through darkened eyes, catch this, of malice and of fear, that one belies, meaning you can't have both. You can have one or the other. One belies the other. So you can't have the world of God's love that is radiant and home and welcomes you and so juicy and delightful, and the world of fear and hate and malice. You can't have them.
Can't see both.
Only one can be perceived. So in any moment, I could perceive a different world.
Right.
I can choose to perceive the world of hate and malice, or I could choose to perceive the world full of love and charity that sees my light and celebrates me.
Right. It feels like home.
Yes, I'm pretty confident that the world of fear and malice, if it knows my name, it's because I'm on a hit list, right? It's not celebrating that I'm here.
Right, no, it's not.
And so a world, the other is wholly meaningless. So if I choose one world, if I choose, I'm gonna choose the world of fear and malice today, then the world of God's love and charity is totally meaningless. I want to go to war, so of course I don't want to have compassion on the people around me. Compassion doesn't motivate me to war.
No.
So it's meaningless. Could we forgive each other? Sure, but it's meaningless because we don't want to. There is another way to look at this, sure, but I don't want to look at it that way because I want this world. And it is literally a choice.
That's what it is.
It is literally a choice.
That's all it is.
Every time it's a choice.
It's hard to believe that.
That's right. A world in which forgiveness shines on everything and peace offers its gentle light to everyone is inconceivable to those who see a world of hatred rising from attack, poised to avenge and to murder and destroy. It's impossible for those who see the war and the violence and the hatred to believe there could be a world of peace and love. Do you think that's true? Do you think that it's inconceivable?
Yeah. Inconceivable to those who feel the love of God within them.
So how many of you watched Marianne Williamson as she went through the presidency?
Say that again?
How many of you watched Marianne Williamson when she went through the presidency?
Marianne Williamson.
Oh. Sorry, did I go real fast? That didn't make any sense.
How much I don't understand.
She kept, what was her agenda that she kept speaking on? Department of Peace.
Yeah.
Peace, the Department of Peace.
Yes, Department of Peace.
You know
Instead
how
of
many
Department of War.
cartoons I saw with the Department of Peace and her face in some amorphic state?
Say that again?
The cartoons.
Oh, I
I saw all kinds of cartoons with the Department of Peace and her face, some amorphic, weird, alienish kind of version of her face. Why would that be?
Because the ego does not want peace. The ego world does not want peace.
And people didn't believe it could be possible.
Right, exactly.
And that even those people that I think would be
Would say they
on
want
the
it.
more beneficial side of life, we're still like, well, that's not realistic.
Right, exactly. They would say, oh, that's a wasted vote.
It's a wasted vote. A lot of people, that was
Yeah.
what I heard. Oh, that's a wasted vote. Don't vote that way. That's a wasted vote.
We could have a Department of War, and that would make sense.
Yeah, we have one of
Right.
those.
Everybody
Yeah,
behind
we
it.
have one of those. Yeah, we already have that. Let's do something different.
Exactly, and no one, draws weird pictures about the Department of War.
No, they don't, because you get censored.
Yeah.
You get platformed.
So, we're, like we said earlier, we're so conditioned. We're someone who, from the beauty of their soul, said, I want to offer a different way to look at things to the United States.
Mhm.
And ridicule was how she got most of her public attention. Because she was offering something that the world at the time apparently didn't want to see,
Mhm. Yeah,
right?
couldn't see.
Couldn't see the blindness of the bats.
Mhm.
They were blind.
Yeah.
They weren't mean or wrong, except they were blind.
Mhm.
They were blind. They just weren't seeing her light. They weren't seeing that we can have that kind of light in this world today.
That's why there is.
That's right. There is a
So it says, you see a world that is beautiful essentially,
Mhm.
but the blind bats are part of that world.
That's right.
So how can I look at the blind bats as beautiful?
I love that question. Sandra's asked, how can I look at the blind bats as beautiful? Because they're part of that beauty, right? One of the things that I love about A Course in Miracles is it reminds us of our innocence. I can see them that even in their blindness, they're innocent. Even in their blindness, they're sinless. Even though I don't want them painting my makeup on my face because they can't see a thing, doesn't mean they don't have value. This morning, I was talking with a friend that we were reading together this morning, and one of the sections of the book we were reading said, all things come to serve you. Passage, and of course, the miracles, it's, all things bring benefit. Bible says all things work together for good to those who love the Lord, right? I have yet to read a wisdom text that doesn't have some kind of a statement that says all things work together. If we're willing to allow those things to work together. So one of the things I can do to make those blind bats beautiful in my world is look inside and say, oh, what are they teaching me? Oh, my brother, that's really not my personal brother, but my equal, my brother, that's really irritating me. I look inside, why is he irritating me? Oh, because I haven't honored that space within myself. I haven't honored that I have the right to a unique path. So when he criticizes my path, I get irritated instead of recognizing it's okay. I'm on my path. And so do you see how when I internalize and I look at how their errors can even inform my path and then become beautiful? Doesn't mean that I have to advocate for their blindness. Right?
Or agree with it.
Or agree with it.
Or fight
That's
against it.
That's right.
So if we look at each other from the point of view of the ego, and if I see the ego in you or the ego in me, none of us are looking too good. Right, there's a lot of negative. So it's, that's it. If I look at you and I see the truth and the spirit, and wow, it's gorgeous. Same for me.
Yeah. And Darlene, would you say that first, maybe one of the first things I need to do is see the beauty inside of me?
That helps.
Yeah, I definitely know it's harder for me to see the beauty in others when I'm fighting against and not looking to see the beauty in me.
Or maybe we need to look at the blind bats of ourselves.
Excellent.
Because I think just talking about blind bats means that we're separating
That's
ourselves
right. That's right.
from others. And we're not acknowledging that we're all in this together.
I love that. And I'm going to take that back to the first paragraph where it said it's not the others that are, it's the eyes through which they're looking. That's the problem, right? Because the blindness comes from the blind eyes of the world, looking at the world. So all of us equally. One of the things I love about A Course in Miracles is as soon as I start to get a little elevated and superior in my spirituality, it will point to me exactly where I am just like everybody else, right? Just like everybody else. Maybe in this place I'm more sane than someone else, but over here I'm not. Right? There's always an equalizer.
Oh, yeah.
Always an equalizer. And so it's never about the being, right? It's never about Bill, the being of Bill. It's about the perceptions and behaviors of Bill. Bill, in my experience, has always been so incredibly loving and beautiful. I love my Bill hugs, right?
Me too.
I'm willing to bet that at some time in your life, Bill, you've gotten mad at somebody.
What? Don't say that.
Maybe sometime in your life, were you the blind bat who said something not nice? Once in your life?
Long time ago.
And so you're absolutely right. Yeah, once we recognize that we are the blind bat, right, then we can also open our eyes. We can open our eyes.
Right. Exactly.
And how do we open our eyes? Not by looking out there, by looking in. And that's us opening our eyes. Yeah.
And if I'm not seeing the world as a friendly, happy, loving place who's happy that I'm here, I am the blind bat.
That's right.
You know, that's how I know when I'm being the blind bat, when I'm angry, sad, hurt, all that.
And so we have that world of malice out there, that world of hate. But then paragraph 4 says, yet is the world of hatred equally unseen and inconceivable to those who feel God's love in them. So as soon as I feel God's love in me, that world out there ceases to exist. Ceases to exist.
Love it.
That world, the world of those who are experiencing God's love, reflects the quietness and peace that shines where? Where's the peace and love shine?
Inside.
In them. In them. The gentleness and innocence they see surrounding them, the joy with which they look out from the endless wells of joy within. What they have felt in them, they look upon and see its sure reflection everywhere. I want us to pay attention. What they have felt in them, they look upon and see its sure reflection everywhere. That's great if what I'm feeling inside of me is the love of God. Because then I'm going to see the love of God out here. But what if what I feel inside myself is malice and anger? That's what I'm going to see. I'm going to see what I feel inside.
Exactly. I'm gonna see what I feel inside.
So I want you to tap back in to that feeling I invited you to capture at the beginning. And I want you to think about that feeling and how is that feeling coloring the world you see right now? Does that feeling draw in the world you really want to be experiencing? If the answer is yes, that's awesome. Amplify that feeling. If the answer is no, then take a minute and ask, what choice do you need to make that could help change the direction of your feeling. Not suppress it, change the direction of it. So if that feeling is taking you to a world of blindness filled with hate and malice, etc., what change could get you even 3 degrees so that you're headed more toward love and peace and charity and light? Our feelings have that much power to motivate us. And we can change our feelings. Have you ever had to change your feeling like that? If you're a parent, you
I
have.
do it all day long. All day long, my moods change.
It used to fascinate me. My parents ran a business from home. And my mom would be yelling at one of us kids. And the phone would ring.
No.
And she'd pick up the phone and she'd say, "Hello, Adams Fence, how may I serve you?"
And you're like, wait a minute. Who is the real mom here?
Where the hell did my mom go? And she'd hang up the phone and then she'd come back and finish yelling at us, right? I was like, that was, young, I'm realizing how quickly
Yes.
we can make those shifts.
Absolutely. And I noticed that, that a lot of people are in denial about what they feel. So they'll be talking about, how they believe in truth and love and equality and blah, blah, blah. But they're not experiencing that because they're in denial about what they really feel. They're like, this is what I want. This is what I think, and want people to think I think. But then I don't see the reflection of that in my world because that's not how I really feel. And there's often a split or a separation between what I say I think and what I actually feel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I believe one of the worst things that's ever happened to our culture is spiritualization through personal development.
Right.
In that, how many times, how many times are we told to smile? How many times are we told to think this, to say this? And so there's this spiritualized mask that we've adopted as a society that says, well, if I'm a truly well-developed spiritual being,
I'm happy.
you can say whatever you want to my face and I will continue to smile.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Well, inside,
how are you?
I have daggers that if I could shoot them out of my heart at you, I would.
Right.
Which is taking perception, which always lies, and trying to make it look like it's not lying.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
that's right.
Like it's true.
Well, I'm so holy. I can never think an unkind thought about you.
I love everybody.
I love everybody. Even you.
And then, but yet your world does not reflect that. Now you know why.
Your body hurts in strange and weird places. Your finances are falling apart. You're in conflict with your sibling, but you're not telling anybody because life is great, right?
Right.
That is not.
That's why it seems like bad things happen to good people, good in quotes, like I'm a good person, meaning I'm outwardly nice to everybody, but on the inside, I feel angry.
That's right.
And then it's like, well, gee, I'm this nice person who only says nice things, but why is all this negative happening in my world?
Exactly. And so going back to just the lesson statement, right? I feel the love of God within me now. If I'm not tapped into that feeling, is it possible that God put that anger in me?
No.
Mm.
That God put the anger in?
Well, let me rephrase it. Is it possible that God allowed that anger to be there for my good?
Sure. Free will, free choice.
It also could be, someone had to get angry enough to stop Hitler, right? They didn't just say, hey, he is my equal, innocent, and I'm not gonna stand up. But they also had to have a new vision. They had to have a vision for people's freedom. And so sometimes God's love is to activate and allow us to use a feeling that we wouldn't label as a good feeling. But it can still move us. As a counselor, I'm always happy if my depressed client becomes angry, because I know they've moved up the scale of emotion, right? It's like, you're angry. And I've actually had people say, are you crazy? But they'll come through the door and they'll slam and I'll say, oh, you're angry, yay. You know that, are you crazy? But I'm not, because I know that's a step up for them, right? Darlene, did you have something you were thinking to say there?
Oh, no, I just
Oh,
was
okay.
thinking that too. It's like anger, at least if I'm angry, I feel like maybe something can change or I can do something or I got somewhere to put it out there. But if I'm depressed, I'm just like.
Exactly. And so there really isn't anything we feel that God can't use.
Power has to come from someone. So the anger, if you use the power of the anger to move yourself from a depressed place. That's a fun, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Isn't the anger a misperception?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Isn't the anger a misperception?
Isn't the anger a misperception? I think the way I would answer that is it's probably the result of a misperception. Meaning, it's my reaction to my misperception. Like they say, you think before you feel, you think something and then the feeling comes. But I also think that if I am truly feeling the love of God, I'm not going to have love on the inside. I mean, I'm not going to have fear on the inside, anger on the inside, because that would be the world's views. So I would definitely say that anger can be originated from a worldly misperception, whether it's mine or a reaction to, right? And it tells us throughout the course, whatever misperception we have can be redirected to serve the purpose. Does that make more sense?
Just like the body is a misperception, and in the end of the game, in the story, it's not even real. But we made the body just like we made anger a misperception. And God, you notice the theme doesn't take anything away that we made, even though it's not real. He didn't take the body away. He uses the body for communication. So I would think that's a trick with the Course in Miracles, is that we learn that God doesn't take away what we've made and go, bad child, you made a body.
You're right.
So no, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna take, for those who know the Bible, God takes what was made for bad and turns it for his glory.
Right.
And so God just takes, as you're saying, anger and uses it for benefit. Creates friction and power.
A holy use of my anger.
Yeah, use for it, which we never conceived. We just had one use. We were just using anger for one use, for destruction, bad, and separation. Where God somehow is going to use it for good.
So I like to use animals in nature as an example for this. Animals in nature live by natural instinct, right? They're not fighting, at least as best we know, the egoic aspects. But I'll tell you what, a mama bear gets angry when you get near her cubs. And she riles up and she lets you know. That's a holy use of anger, right? Stay away from my kid. Don't hurt my kid. Now, very seldom do we see a bear go totally insane and maul and eat a person. I mean, although we hear those kind of stories, that's really not how bears work. Unless you got food on you, or
Or they're sick.
or they're sick, right? Which we live in a sick world, and that's kind of what we do, is out of our sickness do that. And what time are we at?
It is 12:11.
Perfect. The last paragraph I want to read, and then we're going to read the prayer at the back.
Okay.
What would you see? The choice is given you,
Mhm.
but learn and do not let your mind forget the law of seeing.
Law of seeing.
One of my favorite lessons is I'm under no law but God's.
Mhm.
Okay,
Right.
this is a law of God's.
Yeah.
A law of seeing.
Law of seeing.
Okay, don't forget the law of seeing. You will look upon that which you feel within.
You will look upon that which, that's a law of seeing. That
If
determines-
hatred finds a place within your heart,
Mhm.
you will perceive a fearful world,
Mhm.
held cruelly in death's, I love this image, sharp pointed bony fingers.
That's the perfect description
Right?
of death.
If you feel the love of God within you, you will look out on a world of mercy and of love.
Mhm. That's what I want to see.
The law of seeing.
Law of seeing. Don't forget it.
And the law of seeing is motivated by what I feel inside.
Exactly. That's what you're gonna see, not what you think,
Yes,
but what you're feeling within you,
Yes.
which is what you really think.
yes. Now, there are 4 more paragraphs in here that there's no way on earth we could get through in this period of time. But in those paragraphs, it talks about we're always trying to find our way to God or tell God how to find
Mhm.
its way to us.
Yes.
Right?
Right.
So I feel the love of God in me. Okay, beacon out. God, I'm here. I'm here. No, a little bit over to the right. Almost. No, that was too far. Come on. I'm right here. God. Come on. Sort of like these air, what are they? The controllers at
Air
the
control.
airport, come in, and so we're trying to direct God in some way.
Mhm.
What does that look like? If you love me, God, I'd have this job.
And God, I want you to come through that person.
And I want you to come to that person. That's right. And, oh God, if you really loved me, I'd be abundant. And my definition of abundant is, I have 4 houses, one on each, on 4 different continents. And that's saying, that's our very conditional way of letting God know that we would experience God's love.
Yeah.
Right? I'll experience your love, God, if you come this way, if you do this way. And we seem to think that God's lost us.
Mhm.
Maybe these paragraphs, but basically it's like, we're trying to help God find us. We feel like, well, life is so miserable, God must have definitely lost me.
Mhm. Yeah, he doesn't know me.
He doesn't know me, or he doesn't care about me.
Yeah. I'm not
He
important.
doesn't know my name. He doesn't want me to come home.
Mhm.
I invite you to go read those paragraphs for yourself, but I'm going to paraphrase them.
Mhm.
BS. BS. That is not the truth. It says, instead, God knows that we are perfectly, exactly where we need to be in this very moment.
Mhm.
And God knows that within us, we have absolutely everything we need to be fully accomplished.
Mhm.
We have no lack.
Mhm.
We just don't understand the law of seeing,
Mhm.
right? So we don't see that we have no lack.
Mhm.
God knows that's not true. So God's not panicking about our life circumstances. Down on our knees, please help me. This is dire. I was like, you're going to make it through on the other side. I already know what's going on next and then next and then next. And you're right exactly where you belong. This book that I was reading this morning with my friend, this channeled material on Archangel Michael, said, you have set the wrong definition of success.
Mhm.
You believe that success is forever stepping forward closer to your goal.
Hmm.
You were actually sent to the planet to learn how to be more compassionate and loving. And that means you're going to step forward and you're going to step back. And then it goes on to say, wouldn't it be a boring dance if all you ever did was walk forward?
Mhm.
How many of you have walked a labyrinth? I love walking labyrinths. Here's the thing. You start and the goal, the center is like, just in front of you.
Mhm.
And if you wanted to violate the lines, you could just walk and you'd be right there at the center. Start walking and it comes around. And then you're like right next to the goal. There's like one rock between you and the goal. And then the next lane, the next step you take is going to do what? It's going to take you all the way back out to the furthest side. And you're going to continue to do that. Come close, go out. Come close, go out. By the time you've made it to the center, you've had quite a journey. You never repeat the same step once. You're never on the same lane. You're never in the same place once. And that's really where we are in our journeys. We're in the perfect spot on our labyrinth path. And God knows this. The divine intelligence is not having histrionics about our life. But that doesn't mean that we aren't loved. That doesn't mean we aren't loved. Just means that we're perfectly where we need to be for our unique journey in this very moment. So I'm going to end with a little prayer that's at the end of this. I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and I'm going to read it. Oh, and for those of you who may be, sensitive to Christian language, and A Course in Miracles often does have that. This does start with Father, but if Father doesn't work for you, if that's not love, divine intelligence, source, whatever word is juicy to you, just replace it. Father, we do not know the way to you, but we have called and you have answered us. We will not interfere. Salvation's way, healing's way are not our own, for they belong to you. And it is unto you we look for them. Our hands are open to receive your gifts. We have no thoughts we think apart from you. And we cherish no beliefs of what we are, or what we created, or who created us. Yours is the way that we would find and follow. And we ask only for your will, which is actually our will as well. May your will be done in us and in the world, that it become a part of heaven now. Amen. So it is.
So it is. Beautiful. That's beautiful.
Now I want you to take a moment. I want you to tap into that feeling. How's your friend feeling? Any final thoughts?
I love the reminder that I can change the world that I'm experiencing by changing what I'm feeling. And I always have the option to feel the love of God within me if I want to feel better and if I want to see a world that loves me and welcomes me and is friendly and supportive and abundant.
Yeah.
I love that reminder.
And I love that I don't have to change the feeling, meaning I don't have to turn sadness into happiness.
Exactly.
I have to change how I view the feeling as
Right.
how can love use this
Exactly.
instead of,
And I don't have to change the world,
right.
which is great because I don't know how.
Thank God I can't change
And
it.
that was the old version of success. I changed the world. I don't have to change the world. I have to change what I feel,
Any other thoughts?
It's like what Einstein said, if we perceive the world in a happy, friendly way, then the fate of the world will be good. If we perceive it the other way, the fate will not be so good.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's start this year. Just pass that around. We're going to take an offering. And thank you all for being home today. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming home
We're
today.
coming home.
Appreciate that. Those of you that are online, if we're taking gifts of love, and if you'd like to give a gift of love, you can go to RockyMountainMiracleCenter.org, and there's a donation button there.
And that's on the screen.
And it's on the screen. It's on the screen. Thank you again, Anna,
Yes.
for bringing us into this century. And hopefully we will have a recording and it's just going to be smooth. And we're loving that. A couple of quick announcements. First of all, Saturday is the play shop that Anna and I are doing, and it is building community through conscious communication. How do we learn to communicate in ways that expand the love? We have a tendency in our world to communicate in a way that annihilates love.
Exactly.
You know, and how my way is right and your way is wrong. So the conscious communication is really intended for us to communicate in a way that's win-win, that we find the things that expand the love. So if you're interested, there is still a sign up back there. The link works if you pay on PayPal. It just, for whatever reason, isn't sending you to the follow-up page, but it's here next Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Lunch is included. You'll get a little workbook with that. It's interactive. That's why it's called Play Shop. And so we will be doing things together. So don't come dressed in your frilliest dress, because we might be doing something that that's not comfortable in. Come comfortable, because you're going to be spending the day together with family, right? So it's a family day. I feel like I'm missing something. Anything?
How about?
Oh, board meeting.
Yes, and the annual meeting also.
Okay.
And also, if you want to become a member, then it's easy to do. Do we have forms out front for that? If people want.
I only wanted to have forgotten one thing, Anna.
Oh, sorry. I guess I won't mention the other ones.
But they're actually all interrelated. So.
Okay, they're all interrelated.
So our annual meeting is October, the second Sunday in October. I want to say it's the 12th, but I could be wrong on the date. To attend that meeting, you have to be a member of the Rocky Mountain Miracle Center. Those of you that would enjoy being a part of our membership, and we'd love to have you, we do have memberships on, and they're out. I think they're out on the table. If not, I'll get down and we'll get them. Because they're on, I put them on a clipboard this week, so I know they're around here somewhere. Well, a lot has gone on around here over the last year that the board's been doing, and we know there are questions, and we really want to open the opportunity at our next board meeting, which is September 14th. It's a week from, wait, not today, 2 weeks from today, 2 weeks from today.
Right.
1:30, is at 1:30, and you don't have to be a member of the center to come to that. So we're opening it to anyone who has questions, has interest in what's going on here, to please come. We will also make it available via Zoom. We have someone who's going to watch the Zoom side of things. So we do want to invite you to come to that 1:30 to probably 3:30.
And learn about what we've been up to.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a lot of changes, and so.
Yeah. So
Let's communicate.
and then we do have, for those of you that are here and have time, we have goodies in the
We have
library.
a gluten-free pizza. I made some salmon salad and got chips and
I brought avocado and
You got avocado.
cucumber and
Okay.
raspberries. We got
All right.
goodies. We got goodies.
Okay.
So come over and enjoy some conscious communication.
Beautiful. All
All
right.
right. Thank you.
Thank
all.
you, Carla. Thank you. All right.